Yeah, put that on. His tech use is at 107. You got a cloak. 5 less damage from critical hits. Oh, that does do no good. Ballistic skill and crit. Thinking Argenta maybe on that one. And a xenos lore. If the wearer is iron class adherent, it increases the skill by 10 instead. So I could have plus 20 xenos on my guy. Single attacks with a bolter gun automatically hit the target. That would work for Argenta. It's perception bonus percentage to dodge. I think the Xenos one we're going to put in our cargo. They're unsanctioned psyker. Once per turn, when the wearer scores a critical hit with a pistol. Yeah, not really a whole lot of people use pistols. Using grenades costs -1 AP for the wearer. Enemies suffer +2 additional damage from the wearer's grenades. Who dies a lot? Really, nobody dies a lot. This round, Henrix and I went down, but Abelard has been down. Cassia can go down. But nobody's really went down a lot. Cassie might be the most, but she can't wear really heavy gear that I know of. Yeah, I think that is it. Before we go on our ship, though, let's do our level up. Can't believe we leveled up again. Vanguard gains 5 plus 2 times the toughness bonus to parry against enemies I consider me as the primary target. All enemies in 2-cell radius around the base suffer hardly any penalty to dodge. Critical deals. Thinking. Let's do Resilient Beacon. Less criticals to hit me less. Once per round, whenever the enemy has considered the Vanguard a priority target. Whenever the Psyker heals themselves, another character with psychic power or effect applies to psychic power. This healing can critically heal and a chance. Let's do that. Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. Pulse of life. For every enemy hit by me, whenever the Master Tactician or their allies gain momentum, they gain +1 more. All enemies hit by Master Technician have a 10% higher chance of hitting cover. There's 12% more damage, less than 50%. Can the tanks do anything range? I mean, they can, but they don't have a whole lot into ballistics. Because ballistics helps out your ranged attacks. So I gotta worry about the weapon skills. So that's more of the melee skills. So I gotta work on strength, weapon skill, toughness for tank people. And when you got like Abelard, I do weapon skill, strength, and some toughness. But I could add a little ballistics because part of his build is he shoots. He gains was it versatility, I think, for switching his weapons. So attacking with the gun and not. And I have it set up for him that he can shoot point blank. So that's what I try to do with him when I switch it up. But I wouldn't mind having another AP. So I either have to put it into that and he can't get endure, which helps him live longer. Or I could put it where I can shoot them. But then I can't endure. But if I had one more AP, I'd be able to do that. The Master Tactician immediately gains an extra turn. Master Tacticians... Okay, it's a 4 divided by 3 AP and full MP the first time the Master Tactician allies use Heroic Act in combat. Using medkits. She can't. Reloads weapon. She almost never goes through them all. Momentum is higher than 125. The first burst fire or area attack used by the Master Tactician this turn costs 0. All allies have a 25% dodge chance against attacks. Okay, all allies have a plus 25% dodge against attacks made by allies. Oh. Press the advantage ignores cover and dodge. I kind of like them. Whatever Master Tactician uses, the Master Tactician ally uses are consumables. Loads a weapon, 2 stacks of tactical advantage. Do comfort and conformity. Yeah, the person that gets hit, for melee-wise, people get hit most is Pascal and Abelard. And I would like for them to get heavy armor. I should look and see if that's something I can do. Can I get heavy armor? Heavy armor proficiency. You need strength of 45. His strength is weak. So I need 45 strength to do heavy armor. So I might switch. I believe me and Abelard can use it. We'll do share the spoils. Whenever the ally kills prey, the bounty hunter gains half the bonuses granted. Assassins gain lethality chance 5% to max wounds, more damage to an do create an opening. Okay, so Abelard. Try them in heavy armor. I don't have heavy armor on me yet. Maybe we can do it on Abelard. His strength is high enough. Heavy armor proficiency. Reduced requirement Reduces the required strength value for heavy weapons by 25. That's heavy weapon. Never mind. Heavy armor. Heavy armor. It's going to reduce my parry, I think, or dodge. Dodge it should be, right? Okay. So let's take a look. Abelard. Armor. Okay, radiant chest plate. Armor is 55%. Deflection is 5. Dodge is -5. So 50% of my dodge I lose. I gain 7 fellowship, but yeah, the -5 to dodge. Oh, what? Just don't do that. Okay. And this one, 40%. Armor deflection 1. That all the heavy armor? No, that one's heavy. So this will reduce all damage basically by 35%. This one here, though, I might just give to my tank. That's in this one. 40%. No difference. Besides maybe looks. I mean, yeah. Okay. So my next turn, I'm going to try to get myself heavy armor, I think. Or whenever I can. My next level up. Yeah, select all. Leave. Before we go any further, I must investigate this level of the manufacturum. We have not yet examined this area sufficiently. Thoroughly a purpose. Alright, let's check everything. What have we missed? Oh, there's an area over here. Yeah, it's an area up here we haven't gone to. Let's do a quick save. What time is it? Oh god, it's almost 1. Failed to save. Okay.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Keep your wits about you.
Yep. Back. I don't know how to get over there. That's not something I can get by. How does one get over that? That's probably where I need to go. I'm just gonna have to take a hit on this, I think. It'll work.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Access codes you do not have. am I missing?
Let us not dawdle.
What am I missing? A little area over here that I haven't done.
I always have a backup plan. I always keep my options open.
Huh. Find out more about the cult's activities. I don't know where I need to go. Find someone who can provide more information, whether willingly or under distress. I'm confused. We need to interrogate people. There's not a whole lot of people left to interrogate. There were these servitors that were back here.
Is there money to be made?
And there was a dude up here. Okay. Looks like we can talk to these guys. Strange scene is complemented by a grating sound, dull clicks. Many of the customs of the Monkey are terrible, but some are insane and disgusting than the rest. Say nothing. Observe. Based on the cursory inspection, you conclude that the servitors were designed for precision work on the assembly line. Possible circuit production, the number of high-quality, extensive augments in their bodies greatly exceed the basic standards. Slowly reaches towards me. Avoid it? Hey, I avoided it. Find the source of repeating clicks. Eventually, swiftly, you step away from the servitor, stretches his hands out, is trying to blindly touch you in the space you have already left. Soon enough, you locate the source of the clicking. On the back of one of the servitors, a tumor oozing with murky ichor. Mutation in a servitor? Tech priests typically reject these flawed soft tissues in their constructs. Perhaps something to cause the aggressive. Cut it away, maybe? Not much difficulty, you cut the excess flesh. Crew 24, second lane of the manufacturer, commence. State your request. Follow your default programming? What are you doing? Oh dear God, could I have had these guys with me the whole time? That was it? I don't think that's it, though.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I don't think that's what I don't know what that did for me. Alright, so there was a tech priest this way. Other than that, I don't know what else to...
Unexpected result.
This dude. Man is filthy and tattered robes before you. I have nothing to fear from us. Deus Mechanicus. You heard my prayers. I thought I was alone in the kingdom of madness and depravity. Please save me. Who are you and what happened to you? I am a manufacturer Lex Mechanic Zeta 86, performed the rituals of the Mechanic Spirits and Foundry in 95. Up until we started going mad, priests devoted to the Omnissiah suddenly started praising the dawn of something or other. They stopped the belt and they were desecrated by the visages of the sacred machine symbols. Some of them rested and the others grabbed them, tied them up, and then they turned their implants to heresy. I saw madmen, my former tech comrades, deliberately connected those poor souls and corrupted the cogitators. I watched as they were infected with scrap code. And did nothing to stop them? I'm recording a violation of the commandment, O thine own forge be true, Sentinel. Apostate Zeta 86, your access has been revoked. Proceed to your reporting. How did you avoid the same fate? I didn't avoid it. They performed the same procedure on me. I felt the touch of unholy code. I allowed it to control me and abandoned my sacred post to follow one of the traitors. Serving this will and gathering all the data in this blasphemous experiments. I was driven by an unholy impulse coming from the depths of the auxiliary cogitator where the code had lodged itself. Before I found a way to throw off the compulsion, I witnessed a horrifying heresy. They extracted the true flesh from the decomposition of altars, first procedures, and resulted in heretical abominations. I even accompanied the fallen Magos to the fabricator censor himself and attended the unholy mass as he led personally. It was a wicked ritual full of deviations and blatant inaccuracies, all to create the ungodly monster by the name of the final dawn. We don't act like the other priests. Praise to the gifts on the Messiah managed to disconnect my internal cogitator, which I used as a primary data processing. The machine is corrupted, and the scrap code is locked inside, like a beast in a cage, but anyone who tries to look inside it will fall victim to the heretical program. My primitive brain has been marked by corruption. I still see their silhouettes. I hear their interference. I sense the malfunctions in my augmetics. But I was still safe from the great sacrifice. Blessed are the workings of the Omnissiah, his benediction that shelters the weak from evil. You mentioned the monster. Is that some kind of weapon? No. Not those constructs. They are melted down in the furnace and sent to the depths of the manufacturer. It's kind of a semblance of a cogitator, a nightmarish parody of a sacred machine powered not by the Omnissiah's grace, but by the unholy spirit and the life force of the unfortunates imprisoned in the lower levels. I do not know much except for the fabricator sensors. Saw that machine as special. It was special to him and to the crazies who defiled the Omnissiah's abode with their obscene blasphemy. For the final ritual, he even called upon the Astartes heretics who arrived in the manufactorum and had to start an uprising. He did something terrible, and only after that they were able to switch the machine on. It was a true abomination, and standing near it was unbearable. I believe that those who have been deprived of the Omnissiah's grace still feel the influence on them. It's a monstrous power utilized for unholy computation and chaotic calculations. Whatever the cogitators might spew out into the cycle, no righteous soul would accept the heinous offering. How did your crazed comrades behave? Like the grace of the Omnissiah had left them entirely, placing free thought and progress with the blackest corruption. I witnessed them desecrating structures blessed by the fabricator sensor himself. Though it was the blessing that rotted traitor counts for now. Like men possessed, they set upon the sacred instruments and assembled shells and nodes that did not match any diagram or blueprint I have ever seen. Sacrilege. You mentioned someone imprisoned at the lower levels? A lay servant at the main units. They live in isolated segments under the sacred machine halls. I heard they were locked in there after the takeover. Yet my crazed brethren changed the system for disposing the slag waste and covered the machines in cursed symbols. After they started the cogitator, they dragged the servitors out segments under the machine halls, while what servitors turned into. You demonstrate exceptional powers of observation and recall for someone who just happened to survive. I'm a Lex mechanic. I gather data is the purpose of the existence that even they use for me. They use me against my will. Scrap code turns everyone into their slave. Before I rid myself of the cogitator, I was forced to serve alongside those who perpetrated these atrocities and witness their obscenities. Alright, what do you make of it, Hendricks? Servant of the Messiah, I must know more about the final dawn. The fabricator sensor has mass about this machine as well. I can give you the coordinates, but even though I was present at the blasphemies committed in those heretics, all the details were captured and processed in my true flesh. Are in the augmetic that was corrupted by the scrap code. I am convinced that if I hadn't fought off the foreign compulsion in time, I would have been doomed. The corruption would have spread to my biological cogitator as well. I swear that no devout tech priest should come to contact with what's hidden in a once sacred device. You notice the look on Henrik's face, looks away. Can the cogitator be disconnected and reconnected to another machine? Even the very idea of exposing the holy machine to a scrap code wasn't profane in itself. My augmetics are not universally compatible. They cannot be connected to another machine spirit. They were created to interact with the system of my true flesh, to innervate my compulsor unit, output data via the inscriber. Once I am safe, I swear I'll immediately perform a cleansing rite and destroy. In other words, there's only one way to extract the data stored in the cogitator.